So since February of 2021, conversations related to carrier filtration have been a thing. It has also been escalating since then. And the case to that is this whole 10DLC thing, which stands for 10-digit long code phone number, which is where most text messages are sent over. However, text messaging in general has been on networks and systems that have been around forever. One of the issues over the times that carriers have figured out is that there's a lot of scam opportunities over text messages. This happens all the time. It's not a cannabis issue, it's an everything issue. And so 10DLC is supposed to help resolve that by forcing brands to register what they're gonna be texting, how much of it they're gonna be texting, what does the text message look like, template examples, things like that. Are you a registered organization or some random sole proprietary in a basement? So these are the types of things they're trying to figure out and then vet you. And then now there's going to be a scoreboard where essentially your brand has a score, and based on that score, you can send a certain volume of messages per second. So if you are sending unregistered traffic, which is the typical methodology in cannabis, you should be concerned that you might be filtered more heavily because all of the fines and carriers are coming out saying that unregistered traffic will experience bigger issues. So there are ways around that people have found, systems that work, templates to send that work. But if you want the best deliverability, you need to register for 10DLC numbers. So if you have a brand score of 70 or higher, which is what most brands get after registering, you can send around 140,000 messages for every hour and 15 minutes on roughly 49 numbers. If you need more phone numbers than that to get volume out, which very few people have enough subscribers to do that, then you would need to register another campaign, which we can do for you, and you'll get another 49 numbers. In short, all of this carrier filtration and these updates happening where you need to get on 10DLC phone numbers are to prevent scammers that are outside of the industry from contacting your consumers. And it's not so much about you, so don't feel that way. The costs to do so are very small when you consider the difference in phone numbers that you need with higher throughput versus the ones that you're currently on for unregistered traffic can only send one message per second per number. So registration gives you faster messages per second, more volume. You get cleaner traffic where the carriers trust you as a brand that you're going to be delivering the right messages at the right time to the right people that are opted in, and you're not scamming people. It's also a way for them to say, hey, if we found a message that we don't want on our network that you should not have been sending, we are going to warn you of that. At least that's the communication right now, is that we will get up to 3 warnings before a fine is issued related to your messages. No fine, no warning that we know of, or our pipes to carriers, those vendors even know of, that has not happened yet. There's been no fines, no warnings, nothing. So relatively low risk for somebody that wants to gain their voice back in cannabis. And I don't believe that this is directed at cannabis. I think it's just directed at, one, making more money as a carrier, and 2, covering the costs of having to deal with fraudulent activity on your network. So I would try to register as soon as possible. Alpine IQ is currently taking over all the fees related to registration, so you don't need to worry about that at all. And it takes roughly 24 to 48 hours to get fully online with 10DLC numbers.